I was thinking about it. Like, when's the last time you could say your head coach is in conversations for coach of the year, your executives in conversations for executive of the year,
Yep.
your franchise player is probably making all NBA, and Malik Beasley is, I think, the second odd favorite to win sixth man of the year. Like, when's the last time you could say that? Like, watching a Detroit Piston team.
I mean, this team is the craziest story in sports right now. Like, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, you already have more wins this year than the last two combined.
Mm-hmm.
Hit rock bottom at 14 wins last year.
Yeah.
I would have never thought they would have turned it around this quickly, and neither did Trajan or JB. Like,
Mm-hmm.
both have said, we obviously didn't know what this season would turn out like, and both of them have the same mindset about all of this. Like, we're focused on the process. We don't care what team it is. Like, even last night, like, blowing out the Celtics by 20, JB was like, yeah, like it was a good win. Like, I like, that was awesome to see, but like, we're not finished yet. Like, no one's ever satisfied.
Yeah.
And I just the combination of Trajan and JB together and what they want to do to bring back Detroit basketball, like, we're seeing that develop at a much quicker pace than we even imagined. And then for Cade to develop into an all-star this year, amazing. For Malik to come in and make as big of an impact as he has, along with the other vets. And yeah, I mean, all the things you just named, like, it's hard to explain. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. The national media is giving the team so much praise, and we're just not used to it, right? Like, I turn on ESPN, like NBA Today or First Take this morning with Stephen A. Smith, like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I can't process it. Like, do you feel the same
Yeah.
way? Like, I know all you Pistons fans out there feel like that, but even for us media, it's like, whew, like,
I,
how?
yeah. Like, full transparency, I had this team winning between 27 and 31. Like, those were my expectations. I said, playing should be the goal. Like, there's enough talent. You had veterans. They shattered those expectations really early. And JB's a man of his word. He said, come February, you'll see Detroit Pistons basketball. You look at the statistics. They're number one in defensive rating during the win streak. They're top five in a lot of categories. Like, you'd probably have to go back to like the Rick Carlisle days when you had like a coach of the year, executive of the year, sixth man of the year. And a lot of those teams, I think a lot of Pistons fans still talk about to this day. The go in the work Pistons, like, that's what I grew up on. Like, when they won a championship, I was in sixth grade. And everyone was hyped. Like, even like a casual fan, like, knew who Ben Wallace was. Like, and it's like, I think with this group, I see a lot of similarities to like the early 2002-03 when they went from 32 wins to 50 wins. I see a lot of similarities because I don't think they're as far away as people actually think. I think they're maybe a piece or two away from like contending in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, well, it's funny you mentioned that about the 02-03 Pistons, because I was just talking about that yesterday with some people. And it's like, it's just the way that these guys have come together, and you have your core that's been together the last couple of years, and like, they've all grown kind of at the same time. Like, this year they've just taken that step together, and I feel like that's what's made the biggest difference, along with getting a guy in JB Bickerstaff that knows what it's like to coach in the playoffs, and he's got that defensive minded mentality. And that's what this group has needed. And like, they're playing gritty, hard nosed basketball. And that's why it does remind us so much of those early 2000s teams, like leading up to the Go to Work Pistons championship in 04. And it's just, I don't know, like, yeah, you can't help but kind of reflect back on those old times. And yes, I was very young too when they won the championship, so I can't say I was watching them on a night-to-night basis either. There's your unk status again, and my baby. But for real, like, it's, I mean, a new coach, a new system, like, it goes to show how much of a difference it makes. It really does. They needed this. They needed a new mentality, a new reason to go out there and like play for something bigger than themselves and like have a new way of going about it. Like that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, it's honestly really cool to see. Like I thought they would be improved with just adding the pieces, a new voice, and it's kind of funny if you want to kind of connect the dots. The last Cleveland coach that got fired and got hired by the Pistons was Chuck Daly.
I saw this tweet today.
Yeah, turned out pretty well. I mean,
Yep.
JB's really locked in. I mean, like his nephew just made a Twitter last night, and he was
Yeah, I
just
saw that too. I was like,
like
okay, shout out Jordan Bickerstaff, I think is his name.
yeah, and then like I've had like JB's wife, like she followed me like really early in the season, and like the thing about her is just like she's like all like ride or die for JB. Like it's honestly funny. Like I don't know if you watch the Road Tripping podcast with Richard
No.
Jefferson. Oh, you should watch it. Like he kind of talks about like how there was a little bit of beef with Jamal Mosley. Or more Richard Jefferson kind of caused the beef because he's childish, but um I'll send you the podcast. It's honestly really funny. You kind of get to see like his just like coaching side and his mentality of like just like how competitive he is as a basketball coach and like how he's super locked in and so is his family.
Yeah, I can see that. I would love to I'll have to listen to that because we've gotten glimpses of, JB and his friendship with Jamal Mosley. Like they go way back. We've told that story before when they played the Magic. And it's funny, like I could hear from asking Jamal personally when we were in Orlando about JB, like he's got that fun side to him, like it's not all basketball all the time. And I love that. That he's able to have a lot of fun too. So I gotta listen to that. Definitely send me that.
Yeah, I will send you that after we're done here.